Good morning, Nottingham College. My name is Daria.
And my name's Eleanor. Today we are here with the lovely Helen Naylor.
Hi.
How are you, Helen?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. So, you released a book called My Mother, Munchausen and Me. What inspired you to share your story with the media?
So I initially started writing my story to just get it down because that's what I'd always done. I've always written, and so I just wanted to make a record of it, basically. And also my children were really young. They were both under 5 when all this happened to me. So I wanted a record for them so it wouldn't be some vague story when they grew up, that I would have all the details. And then funnily enough, I went along to a local library course, and the tutor there said that it was publishable. So basically that's what took it off, and within it took quite a while to write, but once I'd written it, from getting an agent to being on TV, it was a year. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so it was like at the start it was just to document everything down?
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
Your first book was called The Flower That Couldn't Grow.
Yeah.
How biographical would you say that story was?
That's such a good question. I've never thought about that. So I was 3 when I wrote that book. My mum wrote it down for me and I just made it up. I don't know how biographical it was. I mean, looking back, you can put all sorts of things onto it, can't you? But at the time, it was just literally about a flower that couldn't grow and needed sun and rain. It was
your mum helped you to write it?
She did, yeah. She wrote it down and I dictated it to her. And I still have a very important copy kept.
That's nice.
Just to remember.
Yeah.
So you found all of this stuff out like through your mum's diary. Do you think she left that like specifically for you to find? Like, is that where she like numbered the pages almost to guide you in a way?
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about a diary, isn't it? Because why does anyone write a diary? And it's hard to work out exactly what she wanted to do with it, but she'd made me aware of them when I was growing up, so that I knew that they were there. And like you said, in the diaries there were directions, which could be a stylistic thing, but I suspect she wanted me to read them. So yeah, I think she wanted me to read them, but it's interesting because she's so, to an extent, truthful in them. She doesn't really try to hide anything. And yeah, so I suspect it was meant to be read, but goodness only knows what she thought people were going to make of it.
Do you think it could be like a guilty conscience, or just trying to explain maybe why she was the way she was? Yeah,
she doesn't really do any of that kind of, there's no real feelings in there. She never talks about love, or, she doesn't talk about wanting children before she has me. She just one day writes, decided I was pregnant. And so it all sort of comes out of nowhere. So I'm not sure it's getting it off her chest or being guilty or anything like that. I think she's literally just recording.
Just factual.
Yeah, very factual.
That'd be sort of how you wrote your book at the start, to document everything down.
I suppose it's similar. Yeah. It's interesting though that there's no feelings in there. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I wrote a teenage diary and it was full of angst. And all the boys I fancied. Well, there's nothing of that in my mum's. There's no feelings.
It's even pure factual.
Pure factual. What books she's read. What's the weather like? So it made it quite shocking to read then as I got further into it. When she talked about how she'd neglected and abused me, because it's so factual. You'd have months of reading about her going to Morrison's and what the weather's like, and then suddenly something quite dramatic.
Would you say that your relationship with your mother impacted your motherhood and how you are with your children?
Yeah, definitely. I think we all learn from our parents, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, when it comes to being a parent. And I mean, it's become really important for me to let my children know how much they are loved and, how important they are, which is something that I just didn't feel when I was growing up. So when they were little, I used to write them cards on their birthdays, but just telling them what they were doing at that time and telling them how much I loved them. And I've kept that for 10 years. And so on their 11th birthday, they got the one I'd written when they were 1, and so on and so forth. And I just thought, you know, when you're a teenager, you can feel really vulnerable, and it's harder to have those conversations with your parents. And so I thought maybe that would be a way of showing them how much I love them.
Yeah. Like giving them what you didn't get.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Did finding out your mother's lies conflict with your memories of your dad in any way?
I guess less so than about my mum. My dad was a bit more of a distant person in my life. But yeah, I suppose to some extent, you know, he was complicit in some of the neglect and the abuses. And so it does change the way I think about him. But I guess I think my dad's quite a sad figure, really, in it. You know, I think he struggled with the relationship, and my mum held things over him, I suspect, meaning he couldn't just walk away. And so although he's complicit, and so that feels really difficult, at the same time I do see the difficult situation he was in. And I think you can hold those two kind of conflicting things at the same time. Yeah.
He could have been a victim in his own way.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, that doesn't excuse it at the same time, but it perhaps explains it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he might have not interfered because of his own physical issues?
Yeah, I think perhaps it might have been more his mental health rather than his physical issues. I think he was reliant on my mum in so many ways, and you know, he didn't have a further family he could go to or a wide group of friends or anything. So, you know, she could easily have said, "If you leave, I'll take Helen and everything." And you know, what choice does he have in that situation, really? So it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah. What are your plans for your future career in writing?
So I'm trying to write a historical novel at the moment, but it gets interrupted quite a lot by by looking after children. But yeah, I hope to continue writing in some way, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
What part of historical events you want to write about?
So at the moment, I'm taking the memoir of a woman in the Middle Ages, and I'm trying to write about her and her life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it more narrative or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
narrative kind of history.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Anyways, thank you for coming here, sharing your story with us,
Thank you very
answering the
much.
questions, and thank you guys for watching our morning interview.